Hey, what is going on everyone? This is iReviews back with another video, and finally iOS 14 Beta 1 is here, bringing a ton of new features and changes to iOS. So in this video, I will show you guys more than 100 new features and changes that iOS 14 Beta 1 will bring to your device. Starting off with the biggest new feature, the home screen widgets. We have been waiting for this for years. There have been a ton of rumors and a ton of concepts on this feature, and it is finally here. You can now have home screen widgets on your iPhone. You can change their size, you can place them anywhere you want on the home screen of your iPhone. You will still have the old ones right here on the left side if you go to the widget panel, even though their shape has changed and they look similar to these ones. They're basically the same. So you can go ahead and now from here drag any one of the widgets and place them on the home screen of your iPhone. Now what you can also do here is go ahead and combine widgets into one. So if I have two widgets right here, I can drag this one and place it over there, and I will basically create a stack of widgets which I can change between them simply by swiping like this. Now if you go to the widgets panel here, you will notice that there is no edit button. Now if you want to edit these, all you have to do is just go to the edit mode on the home screen. Now a new way to go to the edit mode is simply by tapping and holding anywhere on a blank space on the home screen, and you will go to the edit mode. Now if you do that, then you will get the edit button from where you can edit your widgets on the widgets panel. Now you will also have a plus button right there to add widgets to the home screen of your iPhone. And if you have a stack of widgets, you can place your finger there, go to the 3D touch menu, and you can go ahead and tap on edit stack, and you can edit the widgets that you have within that stack, and of course enable or disable smart rotate directly from here. The second big feature of iOS 14 is of course the app library. So you go to the last page of apps on your home screen and you swipe once more and you will get the app library. At the top you will have a search bar. If you tap on it, you will see a list of all your apps, and you can of course also search for any app you want. Now, if you go back, you will have two folders at the top, one with the suggestions and one with the recently added, and then you will have all your apps divided into different categories. Now here on the folders, you can tap on the bigger icons to open those apps, those three bigger icons, and if you tap on the smaller ones, it will open the complete folder where you can see all the apps. Now if you go ahead and tap on remove app right here on any of these apps, notice that it will completely delete it from the home, basically from your iPhone. But if you go to the home screen and you try to delete any of your apps, then things will be different. So if I tap remove right here, I can add this to the library, but it won't remove it from the iPhone. It will just remove it, will hide it from the home screen, but I still can find it on the library and of course just use it from there. On the home screen of your iPhone, you can now quickly move between pages of the home screen simply by tapping and holding here the page dots, and you can go ahead and just swipe like this to go to different pages. Also, if you go to the edit mode and you tap on the dots right there, now you will have the ability to hide and unhide pages of apps that you have on the home screen. So you just tap on it right there to enable it and go ahead and tap again to disable it, and you can remove complete pages of apps from the home screen of your iPhone. With iOS 14, now you will have the ability to search for emojis. So if you go to the emojis page right here, you will have the search bar. From there, you can go ahead and search for any word and it will show you the corresponding emojis. A cool new feature has been added to the accessibility settings. You go to accessibility, go to touch, and right here you will find back tap. By simply tapping on the back of your iPhone, you will be able to perform actions. So you have the double tap and the triple tap. You go here and you can pick any of these actions. So if I go ahead and triple tap right there, it will take a screenshot of my device. Now this feature will also allow you to use Spotlight search within apps. So if I go ahead and search, basically select here Spotlight, I can go ahead and still use Spotlight search even though I'm within an app, which is really cool. Now another cool thing is that if you go to the widgets panel, you will have the Siri suggested apps. Now if you don't want Siri to suggest any of these apps, you can simply 3D touch on that app and just tap right here, don't suggest, like Outlook or Chrome or whatever app you don't want Siri to suggest you anymore, and it won't be shown showed on the list. Siri has also changed a lot. Now it has a much smaller and much nicer interface. So you can see right there, it shows just like that at the bottom and won't take up the whole screen. Even though you might ask her something, it will still not take up the whole screen. You can see right there, what's the weather in New York? It will just show that banner right there, which basically shows you the results and won't take up the whole screen of your iPhone. Another huge new feature of iOS 14 is picture-in-picture. On any video player, just tap that button right there. Now you can get out of the app and still have the video playing. Of course, you can go to another app and still have the video playing right there. You can resize this. You can just go ahead and swipe it like that. It will hide. You bring it back like that and tap on it to get the video controls. From the Spotlight search, now you can quickly open apps. So if I'm searching for calendar there or calculator, you can see it shows me the result and it says open. So if I just tap here go, it will open that app from there. But what if I want to see the results of the search? I don't want to open the app. All I have to do is just tap right here on this button and then it will show me the results for that search, not open that specific app. And if you have copied something from an app and you go to an app like Notes, for example, and you paste that, here I have a URL. If I paste it, you can see now it shows a pop-up at the top, which shows me from where that text or that link has been pasted. When you take a screenshot and you go to edit it, when you go to the markup, you will see now we have a new color picker right here, way different. You can see here the color picker has been updated for iOS 14. The clock picker has also been changed on iOS 14. If you go to set a new alarm, now you will have a new clock picker right there. You can just type the clock. This has been changed on the clock app as well as on the calendar app. With iOS 14, if an app wants access to your photos, you can allow access to only specific photos that you select. This is the pop-up that you will get. You can tap on select photos and only allow access to those photos. The Photos app has also been updated with a lot of new stuff. So if you go to your photo albums, now you will have a plus button to add any photos you want to that album directly from here. You can zoom in and out on photos just like you do on the old photos, but this now is on the folders. You will have a select button right there and a select all button to select all the photos that you have within that folder. And if you tap on the three dots right there, you can zoom in and out. You can sort the photos. You can see right here, sort from the oldest or from the newest. If we go back there, we will have more options. We can filter them. So if I go right there, I can filter them between the edit ones, the photos and the videos as well. So really cool. A ton of new features have been added to the Photos app with iOS 14. With iOS 14, you also have the ability to create folders on the Photos app. Simply tap the plus button and you can create a new album or a new folder. If you create a new folder, then that will contain all the photos of that folder as well as other albums. So here I have this folder. From here I can tap on edit and I can remove these albums or I can add other albums to this folder. So basically now you can not only organize your photos into albums but into different folders as well. On the home screen of your iOS 14 device, if you go ahead and 3D touch on a folder, now you can tap remove folder and this will basically remove the complete folder from the home screen. You will still have the apps on the app library, but this will be removed from the home screen of your iPhone. A really cool feature has been added to the back button on iOS. So if I go here to accessibility, go to touch, go to assistive touch, I don't have to tap a few times there to go back to the main page. All I have to do is tap and hold and it will show me a menu with the back options and I can go straight to accessibility or to the settings page. There are some new things on Safari as well. If you tap and hold the tabs button right there, you will get a new menu here to close all the tabs or close just this one. Also, if you go right here, now you will have tracking report. Basically, tracking report will show you which websites are tracking you, will show you all that information. And if you tap and hold the back button right here, you will have a new pop-up for the history of your browsing, so you can go back there. And also if you tap and hold the plus button, it will show you a new style of the menu from where you can open the recently closed tabs. And of course, the big new feature, the translation within Safari. So you tap right there at the ace and you will have here the ability to translate any page natively on the Safari app. Of course, there is a new app for translation, new dedicated translation app that Apple has added to iOS 14. It is really cool, and you will also have the ability to make it work offline, but that's with a limited number of languages. If you go to edit any of your contacts, you will see that the design here has been changed. The contact card right here will look way different, and it's much nicer. A new feature of iOS 14 will let you know when an app is using your camera or your microphone. You will notice there a green dot at the notch when the app is using your camera and a yellow one when the app is using your microphone. Now when you tap to view the last photo, you can see it will show it on full screen. It won't show the banners right here like you used before. You can notice that on newer devices you will have the ability to change the resolution and the frames per second directly from the app. Now this can be done on all devices running iOS 14, not just on the newer ones. And now you will also have the ability to change the exposure on videos and photos. You can see right here, I can swipe to change the exposure. It will also show there an indicator for the exposure, and a very welcome feature for a lot of people, the ability to enable mirror on the front camera of the iPhone directly from here. So you will have this option on the settings of the camera app, which has been basically wanted for years from a lot of people. Now Apple has made it happen with iOS 14. There are of course new features and changes on the Messages app as well. You will have the ability to now mention people, so when you're on a group chat you can add someone, just mention someone, basically to indicate that you're talking to that specific person. You can also now pin different messages to the top of the messages list simply by swiping from the left to the right. There are of course new wallpapers with iOS 14. Apple has added 3 new ones. They have the dark and the light mode. There are no new live wallpapers, but maybe they will come on beta 2 of iOS 14. On iOS 14 you will have handoff on iOS 14 now you have handoff on the spotlight search. So if you go to the spotlight search, you will have here the suggestion for the handoff, not just on the app switcher. App Store now auto-completes your search, so you can see right here, if I tap search, I don't have to type the whole name. If I go to an app, you will see at the top there, it will show you the details of the app. And if I tap on one of these, it will basically show me right there the result of the corresponding detail of this app. There is a new look on the shortcuts on iOS 14. You can see the interface has changed a lot and the look of the icons have also been changed. Now if you go back here, you will have the ability to organize your shortcuts into different folders. You will have like ones that have been automatically made by Apple. So you will have share sheet shortcuts, you will have all shortcuts right there, and Apple Watch shortcuts as well. You can edit these or you can create a new folder right there, and then of course you can go ahead and add the shortcuts that you want on any of the folders. There is also a new look for the Notes app. You can see this looks totally different here. The interface has been changed and it looks much cleaner. If I go to a folder here on a note, I can go ahead and tap right there on the 3 dots and you can see this new look here on the share sheet from where I can scan, pin, lock, or delete this note directly from here. On the Files app, if you tap on the 3 dots, now you will get that little menu right there from where you can scan, connect to server, or edit. This has been here before, but now it looks much different. It looks also different if you go within a folder, and now you can go ahead and just like see basically your files as icons or as lists, and also rearrange them based on date, size, kind, and tag. On the Music app, now there is a new background when you're playing music. It's basically just like the one that you get when you're playing music with lyrics. So now you will have like a full screen background, and now you have Listen Now, which is a new tab that has been added to the music on iOS 14. A very important addition to iOS 14 is a setting found here under Sounds and Haptics, and it's called Reduce Loud Sounds. You can go ahead and enable right here, and you can set the sound right there. On the Weather app on iOS 14, you will find 2 new features: the air quality index for a lot of cities, as well as the rain chance percentage will be shown on a lot of cities with iOS 14. So if I go to a city here, you can see the rain percentage right there. On the control center, you will have now a new toggle for the sleep mode, the new sleep mode of iOS 14. And if you tap on the hearing right there, now with live listen, you will see this basically indicator that shows the volume of the AirPods when they are connected to the live listen on your iPhone. Now let's take a look at some new settings on iOS 14. If you go to General and you go to Picture in Picture, you can now enable Start Picture in Picture automatically. The eye contact feature is back on FaceTime. So if you go to Settings, go to FaceTime, now you can again enable eye contact. If you go to the iPhone storage on your iPhone settings, you will get now a search bar from where you can search for any apps and see how much storage they're taking up on your device. On the Settings app, you will find now Home Screen Settings. This is a new section from where you can edit your home screen settings. Right here, you can choose new app downloads if you want to add them to the library only, or you want to add them to the home screen of your iPhone. And also, you can choose whether you want to show notification badges on the app library or not. Going to accessibility, you will see a new icon for VoiceOver and also a new icon for the magnifier. And if you scroll down here and you go to Siri, then you will have here voice feedback. Now you can choose Siri to not speak on silent mode, only speak with Hey Siri, so only when you invoke it using Hey Siri, there it goes, and always speak responses. Those can be enabled directly from there. You can also enable show apps behind Siri, so whenever you invoke Siri, apps will still be shown in the background. If you go to accessibility and you go to audio and visuals, now you will find headphone accommodations. Right, you will have the options to basically configure them for better use of your headphones and of course apply them to your needs. If you go to Siri and search settings, now you will have an option here for app clips. You can enable Siri to learn or not from app clips directly from here, and whether you want to show them on search and suggest the app clips or not. Under the privacy section, there are some new changes. If you go to privacy, now you will find tracking right here. Allow apps to request to track you. If you want to allow that, you can enable it from here. We'll also find local network. Now here are apps that are requiring to use your local network directly from there. And if you go to the Bluetooth settings, you will also have here app clips. So you will have all the apps that have requested to use your Bluetooth, and you will have a different section here for the app clips. And if you go lower here, we'll also find research sensor and usage data, and you will find all of these options right here. If you go to the App Store section on the Settings app, you will notice that this has changed here. You won't see any more like music, apps, books, whatever used to be there. Now we have under automatic downloads just apps and apps updates. And now we have passwords. So passwords and accounts has been changed to only passwords. If you go there, you will see a bit of a new interface and you will see security recommendations right there. You can tap to view all the security recommendations. And if you go to any of your accounts, it will show you if it has basically any recommendations for you. You can see them right here. You can change the password on the website directly from here. If you go to the settings and you go to translate, now you will have the option here to enable on-device translation. If you go to the camera and you go to preserve settings, you can now enable exposure adjustments if you want to basically save the exposure adjustments that you have set on the camera app. You will also have another button here to prioritize faster shooting on your camera. A big new feature of iOS 14 is the new call bar. So basically when you get an incoming call, you will see a bar there at the top. It won't take up the whole screen, but that can be changed. If you go to settings, go to phone, you can choose if you want to have a banner or if you want to have back the full screen look. And on the Settings app at the top of the apps list, you will also see app clips. So this is a new feature that Apple has brought to iOS 14. App clips basically allows you to use parts of different apps without having to download the complete app. It is quick, they're under 10 megabytes and you can quickly use them on your device without having the full app installed. Now, if you go to these settings, you have any clips installed, you can go ahead and remove them from here. There is also a new loading indicator that is system-wide. You can see it right there. Everywhere on iOS, you will find that new loading indicator that Apple has added to iOS 14. And what would an iOS update be without new Memoji stickers? So here we have 3 new Memoji stickers that have been added to iOS 14. There are a ton of other options that have been added to the Memoji when you go to customize your Memoji. The Activity app is no longer on your iPhone. It's basically the same app, but now it's called Fitness. And when you go to the App Store on iOS 14, if you go to any of the apps and you 3D touch on it, now you will get the option to directly share that app or view its ratings. So if I go to an app right here and 3D touch on it, you can see we have here see ratings and share as well. And on the voice memos, now you can find folders. If you go back here, you will find different folders and you can create new ones as well and have your voice memos right here. We'll have all the recording, recently deleted, and any other folder that you add. So that's basically it for this video, guys. These are more than 100 new features that Apple has added to iOS 14. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you on the next one.